Hey guys, welcome back to Hitman Games. So last time I spoke about 5 things Watch Dogs got right, so I'll leave the link for that down in the description below if you want to check that out. But today, I won't be doing a right and wrong on a game, but instead I'll be talking about F1 2021, which is set to be released in July this year. And this sort of follows on from my right and wrong videos on F1 2020, taking on board all the things I thought that game did right, but also what I thought it could improve upon for this year's title. But first, I would like to apologise, as I haven't been posting as much as usual lately, and there's no real reason for it, I'm just being a bit lazy. But I've got many more videos planned, so I'll try and make up for it as much as possible. But anyway, if you guys haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And once again, a big thanks to all my fantastic subscribers and to everyone who watches these videos. You're all amazing. With that all said, let's get into it. So my first sort of expectation is an improved career mode experience, because I really think F1 2020 really went backwards in terms of the career mode. I think it would be really nice if we had more insight into the life of an F1 driver outside of just the races, with things like contracts and just general things like that. Having a bit more emphasis, I think that'd be really nice, because I think it gets really repetitive after just doing one race after the other. It gets very boring after a while, so I really think they need to go back to a more immersive career experience, especially considering it's the main game mode in these games. So the next thing I want to see in the upcoming game is more emphasis on classic cars. I think this is something that I and many other F1 fans have wanted for a while now. Sure, F1 2020 lets you drive up to 16 classic cars. The earliest car you can drive is the 88 McLaren. I know it's a big ask because of licenses, but we want to drive the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s cars. I also think at some point they need to do like a specific year's championship, where they let you choose like a year like 1976 for example, and we get to relive that championship, for example replaying the Hunt Lauda rivalry, because I think that would be absolutely awesome, because at the moment the only thing you can really do with classic cars is time trials, and I think giving us these game modes and other things like that would really add variety and make us appreciate these cars a lot more. As I said earlier, I know it's a bit of a problem because of licenses and all that, but I think the fans of the game especially will appreciate a much larger roster of all these classic cars with new and exciting game modes to use them in. Another thing I'm really hoping for with this new game is something that I spoke about in my 5 things F1 2020 got wrong video, and that is more content in the My Team mode. The My Team mode was added in F1 2020 and was a great addition to the game, as it's something fans have wanted for absolutely ages now. And what's great about it is that it lets you choose your own engine supplier, car liveries, driver outfits, and the drivers themselves, which is all really cool, but I think there's some ways Codemasters could really expand upon this. First, I think allowing the player to customize the actual appearance of the car, like changing front wing designs, diffusers, and all that, would be really cool, rather than just having the same design all the time throughout all 10 seasons. I also think letting us physically negotiate contracts with drivers in a meeting room would be really cool, and would add plenty of diversity. I also think a more managerial approach to create your own team would be really nice, and that's something I really hope to see in F1 2021. Another thing I'd like to see in F1 2021 is more of an interaction with the other drivers. I think it's really cool that we get to do interviews and all that, but it'd be really cool if you can interact with the other drivers on the grid. I think the way rivalries were done in F1 2020 were pretty bad, especially compared to F1 2013, and I think it's something that they can improve upon with this next game. But also I think it'd be really cool to have some sort of conversation with these other drivers, maybe getting some of the real life drivers in for voice acting. That'd be really kind of cool, and I know it'd be quite difficult to do because of licensing and financial issues and all that, but I think if they could find some way to have interaction with the other real F1 drivers, that would be so cool, and I think fans of the franchise would absolutely love that. So the final hope and expectation I have for this game is something that's not necessarily applies to this game in particular, but the next few titles in this franchise, and that is the graphics. I mean, we know it's being created with the same game engine as F1 2020, so in terms of graphical capabilities, not much has changed. But over the next few titles, it'd be really nice to see a visual overhaul, considering F1 2020's graphics weren't particularly great, with many claiming that the visuals were worse than the previous installments in the franchise. If they use a more graphically capable game engine and technology, or they just spend a bit more time focusing on the visuals, I think it would really pay off and would really add to the realism, and I think many fans of the games would really appreciate it. I for one definitely would, because I think the graphics are good, and comparing it to some of the other race circuits in real life, I think they do a pretty good job. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement, like recycling tracks for example is something I have a bit of an issue with, and I think an overhaul, maybe just spending a year off, just making sure all those tracks and the visuals really pop and make it look like they do in real life. That would be really awesome. So they were my hopes and expectations for F1 2021. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know this was a bit of a short video from me, but it's one I've wanted to make for a little while now. But I'll of course be doing more right and wrong on videos, with 5 things Watch Dogs got wrong being my next video, and then I'll be doing a right and wrong on Hitman after that. But if you guys want to see me do a right and wrong on any games in particular, then please let me know. And as I said in some of my other videos, I'm a huge fan of Batman, so if I reach 25 subscribers, I'll definitely do a right and wrong Batman Arkham Asylum. And we're so close to 25, we're at 22 at the moment. So if you haven't already, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. That'd really help this channel out and be greatly appreciated from me. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.